don't take for granted the LeBron stuff. It's unfortunate, actually.
There's been a lot of tension inside the Lakers lately, and now the guy some people still call the chosen one might be at the center of it. In his own words, he made it clear how he feels about the noise.
Quite frankly, I don't really care about articles.
But things escalated when JJ Redick reportedly tried to waive him, and LeBron responded by doing what might be the most humiliating thing you can do to a head coach. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly what happened. The incident that started it all. On December 1st, 2025, the Los Angeles Lakers hosted the Phoenix Suns at Crypto.com Arena. The Lakers entered the game riding a 7-game winning streak. They had been playing exceptional basketball. The mood around the team was optimistic. Fans were excited about the potential for a deep playoff run. By the third quarter, everything had changed. The Lakers were down 94-73. The Suns had dominated since the opening tip, outscoring Los Angeles 35-22 in the second quarter and 30-26 in the third. Phoenix's ball movement was fluid and relentless. They finished the game with 27 assists on 39 made field goals. The Lakers looked disconnected and outmatched on their home court. With 55 seconds left in the third quarter, JJ Redick called for a play. He shouted "Bron" repeatedly from the sideline. Luka Doncic brought the ball up the court. Redick needed LeBron James to execute. LeBron did not respond. He was laughing and talking with the Suns bench. Specifically, he was chatting with former teammate Jordan Goodwin. Redick called a timeout. The broadcast captured the moment clearly. Cameras zoomed in on the frustrated coach as he shook his head in disbelief. LeBron continued the conversation even after the whistle. He exchanged a few more words with the Suns players before eventually walking to the Lakers huddle. The delay was noticeable. The optics were terrible. The Lakers lost 125-108. It was a comprehensive defeat that snapped their winning streak and exposed underlying problems with the team's chemistry and effort level. Dillon Brooks led Phoenix with an explosive 33 points, hitting shot after shot with confidence. Colin Gillespie erupted off the bench for a career-high 28 points, shooting an unconscious 10 of 19 from the field and 8 of 14 from beyond the arc. The Suns improved to 13-9 on the season with the convincing road victory. For the Lakers, Luka Doncic posted 38 points and 11 rebounds in a valiant but ultimately insufficient effort. LeBron James contributed but struggled overall, managing to extend his historic streak of 1,298 consecutive games with double-digit points. But the numbers could not mask the obvious problems with energy and engagement that plagued the team throughout the contest. After the game, Redick did not address the specific timeout moment directly. He blamed the loss on a lack of effort and brain fog from a demanding schedule of 3 games in 4 nights. His tone was measured but clearly frustrated. He compared the team's performance to being overtaken by the Monstars from Space Jam, implying a sudden, inexplicable, and uncharacteristic drop in competitiveness that could not be rationally explained. Redick emphasized a critical point. If you don't play hard against that team, you're going to get exposed. The Suns had punished every moment of complacency, every defensive lapse, every missed rotation, every lack of effort on the boards. Phoenix had exposed the Lakers as a team that could not coast through games against quality opponents. LeBron pointed to turnovers, defensive disconnections, and the Suns' hot shooting as the primary factors in the defeat. He noted the team was a step behind throughout the contest and struggled to generate offensive rhythm. Neither he nor Redick directly mentioned the viral timeout moment that had captured the attention of basketball fans across the country. Social media did not let it go. Clips of the incident spread rapidly across platforms like wildfire consuming dry brush. Within hours, the video had accumulated millions of views. On X, formerly Twitter, accounts posted the footage with commentary ranging from bemused to outraged. Some fans criticized LeBron for lacking focus during a crucial moment in a loss. They called it disrespectful to his coach and indicative of a larger pattern of complacency that had infected the team. Others defended LeBron passionately, noting the blowout nature of the game and his status as a 41-year-old veteran in his 23rd NBA season. What was the point of grinding through the final minutes of a lost contest? Why risk injury or exhaustion when the outcome was already determined? The game was over in all but the official score. LeBron was simply acknowledging that reality while maintaining relationships with former colleagues around the league. Media outlets like Fadeaway World highlighted Redick's visible frustration, but framed the incident as a minor blip in team dynamics rather than evidence of a deeper fracture. Larry Brown Around Sports published analysis suggesting the moment revealed coaching challenges that Redick faced in managing a veteran superstar like LeBron. The discussion was everywhere, on podcasts, television shows, radio programs, and countless social media threads. This moment was not isolated. It fit into a larger pattern of reported tensions between LeBron and the Lakers organization, tensions that would explode into public view just weeks later and dominate headlines throughout the basketball world. The Lakers had started the season strong at 15-4. Expectations were high. The acquisition of Luka Doncic in a February 2025 blockbuster trade had reshaped the roster and created genuine championship aspirations. The team looked like contenders. Then they hit an 11-13 slide that raised serious questions about their direction and chemistry. Redick publicly noted that the team's offense became too random after LeBron returned from a sciatica-related absence that had caused him to miss the start of the 2025-26 season. The analytics painted a troubling picture. Defensive ratings dropped to 121.9 points per 100 possessions when LeBron was on the court, the worst among all key Lakers players. Something was fundamentally wrong with how the pieces fit together on the defensive end. After a Christmas Day loss to the Houston Rockets that further damaged their standing in the Western Conference, Redick criticized the team publicly for lacking effort. His words were pointed and deliberate. He promised uncomfortable film sessions where players would be forced to confront their failures directly. No one would be spared from accountability. No one would be allowed to hide from the truth. The next day, during a team meeting, Redick addressed what he called uncomfortable truths about accountability. Sources described the session as tense and direct. Redick was not interested in protecting feelings or maintaining comfortable fictions. He wanted answers. He wanted improvement. He wanted effort. LeBron skipped media availability afterward. The decision was notable given his typical accessibility to reporters. It suggested that whatever had transpired in that meeting had affected him significantly. The silence spoke louder than any comment could have. Reports surfaced of a locker room confrontation where Redick and LeBron went at it. No specific details emerged about what was said or how heated the exchange became. Both men downplayed any rift publicly when asked directly, but the reports persisted. Anonymous sources continued to describe tension between the first-year head coach and the greatest scorer in NBA history. Despite these reports, Redick defended LeBron against external critics repeatedly. He pushed aggressively for LeBron's all-star selection despite missed games due to injury and load management. In January 2026, he called LeBron awesome to coach and praised his handling of the superstar burden with class. The words seemed genuine, but they also seemed carefully chosen to manage a delicate situation. But the underlying tension was clear to anyone watching closely. LeBron openly stated the team needed trades to improve their roster. When asked about deadline moves, he said, "Yeah, I do," while avoiding specifics to respect his teammates. The message was unmistakable. This roster, as currently constructed, could not compete for a championship. Changes were necessary. LeBron was not interested in wasting another season. The December incident was a symptom of something bigger brewing within the Lakers organization. The relationship between player, coach, and ownership was fraying in ways that would soon become impossible to ignore. The real explosion came from a different direction entirely, and it would shake the foundation of one of basketball's most storied franchises. The Bus family drama explodes. On January 21st, 2026, ESPN published a comprehensive investigative story by Baxter Holmes. The article was a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the basketball world. It detailed years of bitter infighting within the Bus family that had poisoned relationships and ultimately led to the sale of the franchise. But the article contained something else: revelations about reported tensions between Lakers governor Jeanie Bus and the greatest player currently wearing purple and gold, LeBron James. The revelations were extraordinarily damaging to the carefully cultivated image of organizational harmony. According to team sources cited throughout the article, Bus had privately grumbled about what she felt was LeBron's outsized ego and the overt control that he and his agency Clutch Sports exerted over the organization at times. The complaints had allegedly festered for years, building resentment that corroded the professional relationship between owner and star player. Bus reportedly did not like that James was considered a savior for the floundering franchise. When he arrived in 2018, she felt the Lakers' legendary brand and storied history deserved credit for attracting him, not the other way around. The narrative of LeBron rescuing a drowning franchise offended her deeply. This was the organization that had won championships with Kareem and Magic, with Shaq and Kobe. The Lakers did not need rescuing. They were the destination, not the rescued party. The report detailed specific grievances that had accumulated over the years. Bus was particularly frustrated with the disastrous 2021 Russell Westbrook trade, which which LeBron had pushed for aggressively. The trade had been a catastrophe by every objective measure. It resulted in a miserable 33-49 season that saw the Lakers miss the playoffs entirely and waste a precious year of their championship window. Bus felt that LeBron did not accept proper accountability when everything went south. He had advocated for the move, but when it failed spectacularly, he distanced himself from responsibility and allowed others to absorb the blame. According to the report, Bus privately mused in 2022 about not extending LeBron's contract when the time came for negotiations. She even floated the idea of trading him, potentially to the rival LA Clippers, in a move that would have been utterly humiliating for a player of LeBron's stature. The goal was to send a message about organizational authority and reassert control over basketball operations that she felt had slipped away to the players and their powerful agency representatives. The tensions reportedly escalated significantly further in 2024 around the NBA draft. The Lakers used their second-round pick to select LeBron's son Bronny with the 55th overall selection. By any objective measure, Bronny's college statistics at USC did not warrant NBA consideration. He averaged just 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game during a freshman season complicated by a cardiac arrest incident the previous summer. The selection was clearly a gesture of loyalty to LeBron, an acknowledgement of everything he had given the franchise, and a commitment to keeping him happy. Bus saw the pick as a major concession that deserved recognition and gratitude. According to sources in the ESPN report, she felt LeBron shrugged it off without sufficient appreciation for what the organization had done for his family. The lack of effusive thanks bothered her deeply. She had gone out of her way to accommodate his wishes, and the response was indifference rather than gratitude. Despite these simmering frustrations that had built up over years, Bus ultimately signed LeBron to a 2-year, $104 million extension in July 2024. The deal included a no-trade clause, something Bus reportedly accepted resignedly rather than enthusiastically. The clause meant that LeBron now controlled his own destiny completely. He could not be moved without his explicit consent. The balance of power had shifted even further toward the player.
I completely agree. And the subject right here is about LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. I have no doubt that he's gotten on their damn nerves from time to time.
The ESPN article about LeBron emerged against the backdrop of even more explosive revelations about the Bus family's internal dysfunction. The family drama was Shakespearean in its betrayals, power grabs, and bitter recriminations. Jerry Bus, the visionary patriarch who had built the Lakers dynasty during the Showtime era, died in February 2013 at age 80. He left his 66% controlling stake in the franchise to his 6 children through a carefully constructed family trust. The trust was designed with elaborate mechanisms to keep the team under family control for generations to come. It did not work as planned. The family began fighting almost immediately after Jerry's death. In 2017, the conflict erupted into open warfare. Jeannie's brothers, Jim and Johnny, attempted a boardroom coup to remove her from control of the franchise. They submitted a slate of directors that excluded Jeannie entirely, proposing to strip her of her authority and leadership position. Jeannie responded ferociously. She filed a lawsuit against her own brothers and obtained a restraining order to preserve her position. She prevailed in court after a bitter legal battle that exposed the depths of the family's dysfunction to public scrutiny. Family tensions continued to worsen even after Jeannie's legal victory. In 2019, during a confrontation with her younger brother Jesse, Jeannie allegedly delivered a devastating verbal blow that encapsulated years of resentment. "You should have never been born." The remark referenced Jerry Bus's decision to have more children with a later partner after promising his first wife Joanne that he would not expand the family further. The comment was cruel, personal, and indicative of how poisoned the family relationships had become. By June 2025, the situation had deteriorated beyond repair. The family voted unanimously to sell a majority stake in the Lakers to billionaire Mark Walter, already a minority owner through his stake in Guggenheim Partners, for an unprecedented $10 billion valuation. It was the highest price ever paid for a professional sports franchise. Each sibling netted approximately $500 million after taxes from the transaction. The Bus family retained about 17% ownership, enough to allow Jeannie to remain as governor for at least 5 years per NBA rules. In November 2025, after the sale closed, Jeanie consolidated her power ruthlessly. She fired all her siblings from their Lakers roles in a single devastating purge. Joey and Jeanie Bus were removed from front office positions they had held for years. The firings sent an unmistakable message about who controlled the organization now. Jeanie Bus, one of the ousted siblings, expressed her devastation publicly. She said she felt disappointed and disrespected, like a crumpled up piece of paper thrown into the trash. She added with evident pain, "I don't think my dad would be happy with the way things just went down." Jeanie Bus had dreamed of his children working together to preserve the franchise he built. That dream died with the sale and the subsequent purge of family members from the organization. This was the toxic context into which LeBron James was pulled, as Jeanie herself would later acknowledge regretfully. The article about friction between Bus and LeBron landed amidst revelations of family betrayal, billion-dollar transactions, and organizational upheaval. LeBron became a secondary character in a larger drama of family dysfunction, but his role in the narrative still attracted enormous attention. Hours after the ESPN report dropped, Jeanie Bus issued a statement to The Athletic attempting to contain the damage. She pushed back forcefully against the characterizations of her relationship with LeBron. "It's really not right, given all the great things LeBron has done for the Lakers, that he has to be pulled into my family drama. To say that it wasn't appreciated is just not true and completely unfair to him." The statement was careful and diplomatic. It acknowledged LeBron's contributions without directly denying the substance of the ESPN report's claims. Bus updated her Instagram profile to feature a photograph of herself embracing LeBron after the 2020 championship victory. The symbolic gesture signaled ongoing respect and appreciation, or at least an aggressive attempt at damage control designed to preserve the working relationship. LeBron's response and the media firestorm. LeBron James addressed the explosive ESPN report in a post-game press conference following the Lakers' 112-104 loss to the Clippers on January 22, 2026. His response was dismissive and practiced. His tone conveyed carefully cultivated indifference. He had clearly prepared his talking points and delivered them with the confidence of a man who had weathered countless media storms throughout his remarkable career.
Quite frankly, I don't really care about articles. I really don't. I don't care about stories. I don't care about podcasts and all that type of It don't bother me. I'm 41 years old and I watch golf every day. I don't care about an article.
LeBron continued with measured words. "I don't care how somebody feel about me. If you know me personally, and then you know what I'm about. These guys know what I'm about, and that's all that matters." The message was clear. External opinions and media narratives held no power over him. He would not allow anonymous sources and speculative reporting to disrupt his focus or emotional equilibrium. When pressed about whether this was where he wanted to be, playing for the Lakers amid swirling controversy, LeBron replied simply, "I'm good, I'm good, I'm good." The repetition emphasized his contentment, or at least his determination to project it regardless of internal feelings.
It's not like me and Jeanie be on the phone talking. You guys ain't never heard a report about that. Don't make something out of it that is.
Is this where you want to be? Is this where you want to finish this?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
LeBron acknowledged that he had not spoken directly to Bus since the article's release sent shockwaves through the basketball world. He described their professional partnership as good, but added with characteristic awareness, "It's always two sides of the coin." The acknowledgement suggested complexity and nuance that the simplified media narratives could not capture. Relationships between powerful figures were complicated. Disagreements were inevitable. That did not mean the fundamental partnership was broken. Rich Paul, LeBron's longtime agent, business partner, and founder of Clutch Sports, was considerably more direct and dismissive in his response. On his podcast, Game Over with Max Kellerman and Rich Paul, he waved away the entire controversy with characteristic bluntness. "There's an article written every day. Who gives a shit? I don't. You don't know what's true, what's not true." Paul's response underscored a philosophy of selective engagement with media narratives. Not every story deserved acknowledgement. Not every accusation required defense. Sometimes the most powerful response was no response at all, or in this case, profane dismissal that communicated how little the reporting mattered to those at the center of the controversy. The media reacted with predictable intensity to the revelations and subsequent responses. Talk shows dedicated entire segments to analyzing every detail. Podcasts rushed out episodes breaking down the implications. Social media erupted with takes ranging from thoughtful to inflammatory. Stephen A. Smith weighed in prominently on ESPN's First Take, delivering a passionate defense of LeBron's contributions, while also calling him out for one specific claim.
But the one thing that was this article, I believe, left out was that LeBron James was worth it. And that's what we really, really have to embrace here. The Lakers were nowhere. You were praying that LeBron James came to Tinseltown.
Smith argued forcefully that the Lakers were pretty freaking irrelevant before LeBron's arrival, having endured 7 of their worst years in franchise history with no playoffs from 2014-2019. The purple and gold had become a laughingstock around the league. They were destination television only for fans who enjoyed watching dysfunction and failure unfold in real time. Smith credited LeBron for the 2020 championship victory and his ongoing elite production at age 41, averaging over 20 points per game in his 23rd professional season. He dismissed criticisms of clutch sports power wielding as standard agent behavior that any representative in their position would employ to protect and advance their clients' interests. JJ Redick also entered the public discourse to defend LeBron against the mounting criticism. The Lakers coach had navigated months of speculation about his relationship with the veteran superstar, and he used this opportunity to put certain narratives to rest. He called the criticism unfortunate, given LeBron's evident dedication and professionalism.
I don't take for granted the LeBron stuff. It's unfortunate, actually. Not to go on a little tangent here, but it's actually unfortunate how much this guy puts into it and how much he cares, and the way certain people talk about him. It's crazy.
Redick continued with evident frustration directed at LeBron's critics.
I mean, you got to say something bad about him. You got to go on TV and knock him. You got to go read into, oh, he did this pregame and he did that. You know, it's all just nuts.
Redick attributed the relentless negativity surrounding LeBron to fundamental human envy. That's the nature of envy. You're not going to get a click. You're not going to get a response by saying something nice about somebody, by acknowledging someone's greatness. The coach understood the media ecosystem that incentivized controversy over appreciation and conflict over harmony. But Stephen A. Smith also called LeBron out for one specific element of his response: his claim of complete indifference to external narratives and media coverage. LeBron was lying when he says he doesn't care. That's a lie. He cares. He always cares about narrative. Trust me, I know he cares. Smith's critiques stem from his long personal history, covering LeBron across multiple teams and eras. He had observed the player's reactions to criticism and praise over 2 decades. He suggested that LeBron's public stoicism deliberately masks a genuine sensitivity to legacy-shaping stories and historical narratives that will define how future generations remember his career. Nick Wright offered another valuable perspective on the underlying conflict between perceptions of who saved whom when LeBron joined the Lakers.
And the reason he considered himself a savior was because within 2 years of getting there, they won the championship. They were arguably the worst team in basketball for a half decade. That is a floundering franchise that was saved by LeBron James wanting to move to Los Angeles, not by Rob Pelinka or Jeanie Bus's fancy PowerPoint presentation.
Wright's argument cut to the heart of the ego dispute. LeBron considered himself a savior because the evidence supported that characterization objectively. The Lakers were terrible before he arrived. They were champions shortly after. The causation was obvious to anyone willing to see it clearly. Brian Windhorst provided the most measured and analytically rigorous assessment of LeBron's situation. On Get Up, the longtime LeBron reporter summarized the player's realistic options moving forward.
He can either remain with the Lakers. He's not getting traded, okay? He's got a no-trade clause, not getting traded. He can either remain with the Lakers at a pay cut, okay? He can go to another team, which would be fascinating, and we would fill the summer with that, or he can retire.
Windhorst estimated approximately a 33% chance that LeBron returns to the Lakers on a significantly reduced contract. The team must retrofit its spending around Luka Doncic, whom they acquired in a February 2025 blockbuster trade that sent Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks. Doncic's massive contract extension dominates the Lakers' cap sheet and limits flexibility. LeBron cannot return at his current salary and expect the team to add meaningful supporting pieces. The situation remains extraordinarily fluid as the trade deadline approaches. LeBron turns 42 before the 2026-27 season begins. His body is holding up remarkably well for a player of his age and mileage. He has played more regular season and playoff minutes than anyone in NBA history. His production remains high at 22.4 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 6.7 assists this season, but persistent injuries like sciatica and foot arthritis have limited his availability and raised questions about how much longer he can perform at an elite level. Reports indicate that that LeBron, Rich Paul, and Jeanie Bus plan to meet privately to clear the air and reset their professional relationship following the public airing of grievances. Whether that meeting produces genuine reconciliation and mutual understanding or merely manages external optics while resentments continue to fester remains uncertain. The history between the parties is complicated. Trust has been damaged. Rebuilding it will require more than a single conversation. The Lakers' new majority owner, Mark Walter, brings a different approach and fresh perspective to the franchise. His extraordinary track record with the Los Angeles Dodgers, transforming them into perennial World Series contenders through aggressive spending and analytical decision-making, suggests he will pursue roster moves with similar intensity. The Dodgers have become the envy of baseball under his ownership. He will expect nothing less from the Lakers. How LeBron fits into Walter's vision for the franchise remains genuinely unclear. The new owner may view the 41-year-old superstar as a bridge to a Doncic-led future, rather than a centerpiece around whom to build. LeBron's massive salary and declining physical capabilities may make him an uncomfortable fit for an owner focused on long-term championship contention rather than honoring past contributions. One thing is abundantly clear: LeBron James was never waived. No coach ever tried to waive him. The concept is absurd given his no-trade clause and his status as arguably the greatest player in NBA history. The title of this video promised humiliation that did not happen in those specific terms. What did happen was a messy public airing of organizational tensions that had simmered privately for years. Anonymous sources revealed resentments. Media figures amplified every detail. LeBron responded with practiced indifference designed to minimize the controversy's impact. Whether that indifference is genuine or merely performance is something only LeBron himself truly knows. But in a career spanning 23 years and 4 different franchises, LeBron has faced criticism, controversy, and conflict at virtually every turn. The decision in 2010 made him perhaps the most hated athlete in America. Returning to Cleveland after that departure required him to humble himself and seek forgiveness. Joining the Lakers in 2018 invited skepticism about his motivations and commitment. Every decision has been scrutinized. Every performance has been analyzed. Every relationship has been dissected. Through it all, he has won 4 championships with 3 different franchises. He became the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's supposedly unbreakable record. He outlasted every critic, every doubter, every hater who insisted his reign would end. This controversy will fade from memory like countless others before it. Another story will emerge to capture attention. Another conflict will demand coverage. LeBron will keep playing basketball at an elite level until his body finally refuses to cooperate, until he decides to stop. And when he stops, the arguments will continue about his legacy, his ego, his relationships, and his place in basketball history. The debates never really end for figures as consequential as LeBron James. They simply evolve into new forms as time provides fresh perspective. For now, LeBron remains a Laker. JJ Redick remains his coach. Jeanie Bus remains the governor. The Doncic era has begun. The LeBron era approaches its conclusion. What happens next is uncertain, but if history offers any guidance, LeBron James will find a way to exceed expectations, silence critics, and add another improbable chapter to an already legendary career. He always does. That brings us to the end of this video. For more interesting videos like this, click on the cards on your screen.